What is up, everyone? Welcome into the prediction. No long form show today. I don't have enough time. I'm sitting outside in beautiful Gainesville, Florida. Well, not actually, I'm in Lake City right now, but I'm here in town for the Florida-Texas game. Got to roll through this. Like the preview said before the video, sorry for the bad audio. I'm traveling. My computer doesn't do great with the microphone, so I'm having to use the AirPods. So let's just hop into this. Vanderbilt goes into Alabama today. 3:30 Eastern kickoff. How exciting is this one? Alabama has a chance to get their get back. Everyone knows what happened last year. Vanderbilt beats Alabama. Alabama's number one team in the nation, coming off a huge win against Georgia at home. Vanderbilt fans storm the field, take down the goalpost, carry it down Broadway, and toss it into the Cumberland. Just storybook college football stuff right there. But there's a new year, so we got two new teams. Let's talk about them. Alabama went into Georgia last week and really just dominated. They didn't dominate on the scoreboard, but they dominated that game. It never felt that like that game was out of Alabama's hand. Ty Simpson went 23 for 38, 276 yards, two touchdowns, no interceptions, and a rushing touchdown. And he just looks like a veteran quarterback, and that's what I kept saying while I was watching that game. Ty Simpson looks like a veteran quarterback. He's diagnosing the coverages pre-snap. They're trying to hide it. Set hut. Defense rotates. He's diagnosing the defense post snap. He's going through all his steps. He's a surgical quarterback. All his moves seem calculated, and it looks beautiful. It's just beautiful to watch. He's really coming to his own. He looks comfortable in the pocket. He's taking off when he needs to. Think about what I think it was 3rd and 12 or 3rd and 13 for him on either their first or second drive. I think it was their first drive. Scrambles for about 12 yards, gets the first down. Stuff like that, he's doing a very good job at. And I mean, he's got the very, very talented receiving core. Isaiah Horton, Jeremy Bernard, Ryan Williams, Lotzaire Brooks. I mean, that's just a hell of a receiver tandem. Running the ball needs to be better from the running backs. Jam Miller and Kevin Riley really need to get it together here. Ty Simpson can scramble when he needs to, but that's not his game. And you got to have some type of running game to help out your offense and to help out your defense so they don't have to be on the field all the time. Got to get that going, and that's going to be tough against the 15th ranked rush defense in Vanderbilt. Bama's defenses look good. The secondary needs to be more consistent. Damani Jackson preseason, I said, was going to be one of the best corners in the SEC, and at times he's looked like that. But against Georgia, he struggled against a really talented receiving core. He's gonna have to be there today because Vanderbilt's got a lot of guys they like to disperse the ball to. We'll talk about that a little more once we get to Vandy. And flipping back to the offensive side of the ball, they got to protect the quarterback. Alabama hasn't faced a pass rush yet like Vanderbilt. And I know that sounds crazy. Vandy's averaging 2.5 sacks per game. And yes, they've played yes, they've played Florida State and yes, they've played Georgia, but they haven't played Miles Capers. Miles Capers is Vanderbilt's best edge guy. He has 3.5 sacks on the season. They haven't played a guy like him yet. And I know he plays for Vanderbilt and they've played teams like Georgia and FSU. Miles Capers would be the best pass rusher on both of those rosters. We need to recalculate or we need to completely do away with what our expectations are for Vandy and our preconceived notions in our head because this is a different Vanderbilt team with different Vanderbilt athletes and different Vanderbilt personnel. Miles Capers is one of the best edge rushers in the SEC, and he's going to pose a challenge against the inconsistent offensive line for Alabama. All right, let's flip over to Vanderbilt now. We were already talking about their defense, so let's keep talking about their defense. Like I mentioned before, 15th in rush defense, but 69th in pass defense. What does the secondary look like against more competition? They've played teams like Utah State. I mean, Virginia Tech's P4, but they just fired their coach. I mean, they weren't very good. I will say though, going into Virginia Tech and winning by 24 in Blacksburg at night is difficult for any team to do, and they did it. Ever since week two, I've had Vanderbilt in my top 25 power rankings, so not just or power ratings, not just rankings. So I think this team is for real. Randon Fonete, the double T's, the French double T's, I can never get right. So I'm just gonna go with Fontenette. But just know that you'll see him. He's a great linebacker, very good. He's a leader. He doesn't have many tackles because if you watch the film, he makes the running backs bounce outside, and that's what you want in a backer. You want a backer who can shoot the B, shoot the A, mainly the A gap. That's why I say meet me in the A gap, shoot the A, shoot the B, get in there, make the running back bounce outside and try and find space, end up running backwards into the guys who are supposed to be setting the edge, like Miles Capers. Let's flip over a little bit, talk about offense. Diego Pavia is balling. I mean, he's just got that swag. I mean, when you talk about just that it factor, he's got it. And he's got it like no one else does in the nation right now. Running back core, Cedric Alexander and Macklin Young, both really good running backs. And even though Diego Pavia is leading the team in rushing, usually you look at that and you're a little bit worried that the quarterback's leading you in rushing, but it's not a big deal here because both of these guys have over 200 yards. And so that just proves they're a great 1-2 punch. Both of them have 4 touchdowns, so they combine for 8 touchdowns. It reminds me a lot of Jordan Scarlett and LaMichael Pirine in 2018 for Florida. Neither of them had 1,000 yards, but they both had 800 yards. That is better than having one rusher go for 1,100 simply because you're more dynamic in the fourth quarter with fresh legs. And it also brings thunder and lightning type of thing. Sonic and Knuckles, like Gibbs and Monty for the Lions. So it brings another dimension to your game. Their pass catchers are really good. Eli Stowers at tight end is their leading receiver, but they also got Junior Sherrill and Trey Richardson on the outside. So they disperse the ball really well, though. There's a lot of guys who get receptions. It's not just one main dude. So obviously, when you need someone to make a play, you don't have that, but you have Diego Pavia for that. So you're not one-dimensional throwing the football. Okay. Bama's favored by 10.5. This game started out at 12.5. The line has moved down because money's come in on Vandy. Bama's money line is minus 425. Vandy's money line is minus 325. And the over-under is 55.5. My prediction here is I do think Bama gets the win. They're at home. Ty Simpson looks surgical, and I think he can exploit the secondary for Vanderbilt that hasn't been phenomenal. I preseason picked Alabama to win the national championship and win the SEC, and they looked like that team on Saturday. But can they come do it again? They look dead in the water against FSU. They come out like they have a fire lit under their behind, and they come out and whoop on Georgia. Let's see that Alabama team and they win. But I don't see many worlds why Vandy doesn't cover the spread. This Vanderbilt team's really good, and Vandy can come out here and win this game outright, 100%. If that happens, I would be zero bit surprised. Diego Pavia can come out here and just take over the game and win. That's all it takes. And we've seen him do it again. We saw him do it against Alabama last year. The key here is third downs. Alabama was great on third down against Georgia. I believe they were 13 for 19, which was like an SEC record against Georgia. Last year, Vanderbilt was over 60% on third down against Alabama when they beat them. That's going to be the key to this game. But nonetheless, give me Alabama to beat Vanderbilt at home, but Vandy to cover the spread.